And are they even gonna turn it on? Is she,
We don't know
she
if it's
has-
on or not. If you put it out there, it could be on.
It could be on?
Could be on.
Yeah, she wasn't here last time. it
See
was
the
on.
little green lights up there?
The green lights?
Oh.
Oh, we're on, so it's 4:00. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the Memorial Day Committee meeting. If we could just say the Pledge of Allegiance before we start, that would be great. A Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and freedom for all.
Thank you. I was just thinking, we've had meetings on Memorial Day, we've never said the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, our country's in a wicked bad state,
Yeah.
let's face
Okay.
it, and our soldiers.
Yeah, so I think it's really important. Can I give you guys a minute to read over the minutes from our last meeting?
I think you have it right there too, Bill.
Yeah, I read most of them already.
Do we wanna read these, or do we wanna just read them to yourselves?
You better read them, Sue.
Okay, so the meeting was called to order at 5 p.m. on August 14th, 2023. Attendees were Susan Brady, Chair, and Tom Collier. Claudia Provencal was absent. Scott Senical, Lauren Wright, Veterans Agents, Lorraine Michaels, and Bill Susi also attended. The minutes for the previous meetings were approved. The treasurer's report that this year's budget is $1,500 again. We still have $634 in the donation account. The following was discussed. Bands. We have an application into the armed forces that will not have a confirmation until April. In the meantime, we will be exploring other avenues. A, Scott Senical will look into the sound system for the parade. B, Tom Collier will locate speakers that may be used on the floats. 2, Chaplain, Tom Collier will ask last year's chaplain to see if she would be interested in doing it again. Veterans Inc. It was decided by the committee not to pursue this again as they did not show up in 2023. Hats. An inventory will be taken on the hats to help determine how many needed to be purchased for 2024's parade. T-shirts, Scott Senical volunteered to get the new design. The committee decided that we will man a booth at the upcoming field day in an effort to get more area veterans involved in Memorial Day. 7, we'd like the swing seniors to do the reply for taps. Speakers, Nathan Boudreau, Donnie Berthium, and Lauren Bright. Items that are done. Monty Tech will be marching. Future task. Ask Gary Kangas to lead the parade. Ask the Friends and Golden Ages to handle the ice cream social. Ask Janine Como to handle the kids' interviews. Fix the speaker issue, lots of echo. Do a dry run with the Boy Scouts on the flag ceremony. And floats, better for the veterans. Our next meeting will be on Wednesday, October 11th at 4 p.m. A motion was made at 6 to adjourn the meeting. Respectfully submitted, Susan Brady, Chair, Secretary. Anybody corrections? Accepted? Somebody make a
Accepted.
motion?
Do we make a motion to accept it?
Yep.
Do we
Yes.
second it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Lorraine Michaels has graciously accepted being our treasurer, and she has a little report.
Okay, the treasurer report is the same as last month. It's currently $1,500 in the budget, and we still have $634 in the donation account.
Motion to accept?
I make a motion to accept?
I second it. Done, boom. Okay, I like this. Okay, update on the band. We did send an email out to the armed forces asking for an update, you know, like when will we be hearing from you guys? And they said, leave us alone until April.
Well,
I got a stupid question, does Monty Tech have a band?
No,
No?
they can't, no. We've called them many years. I don't know if they have bands, but I shouldn't say just no like that. But they never,
What about the Quabbin?
We get them every 5 years. Next year, woo-hoo, we got a band in 2025.
Okay.
So
We get them every 5 years.
I have a friend.
Yeah.
His name is Dan Gable. He has he does like an old fashioned big band.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a conversation with him this last week. We're meeting for dinner
Mm-hmm.
within the next couple weeks. And I told him I'd bring it up here. He said he played for Hubbardston.
we did?
He said he used to play for the Hubbardston Parade and then they stopped inviting him. And I'm not sure, he's fantastic. He goes all over New England to
Is he
play.
just a one person or does he have a little band?
No, he has a band, yeah. He's
A marching band?
no, like one of those like bandstand big bands. Like, I'm sure they can march, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'll show you his Instagram.
Okay.
A lot of horns, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's playing in Japan and Europe later this year. So he's
Mhm.
great, but he was like, Hubbardston used to ask me I used to play there and they stopped inviting me. I'll have to figure out what years they were.
It might have been the cost that deterred us, how much is he?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, we would definitely be interested,
Well,
wouldn't we?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was like, let me know, I'll come play for you anytime. They
Okay.
just stopped inviting me and I was like, I will bring it up because we have a meeting.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll reach out to him, but I'll show you
Yes.
his Instagram after. He's great. He's a music professor at Westfield State now too.
Okay.
Oh,
So if we needed to get him, he could march or we would get him a float of some sort? or
Probably
what?
that.
A
It would-
float.
It would probably be something like that.
So we could work on that.
yeah,
But, yeah, I'm having dinner with him in the next couple weeks, so
Okay.
definitely by the next meeting, I'll have a conversation with him
We're
about it.
interested.
yeah.
Very
As long
I
as
interesting.
don't know
he's-
what his cost is. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what the cost
Yeah.
is.
And
Okay.
that could be a factor. but
It
we'll-
could be a
okay.
factor.
Let's see what he says. Okay, so
That'd be great.
our next thing to talk about is sound systems for the floats. Is,
If we don't get a band, if we don't have, if
Yeah.
we don't
Right.
get a band, we need to get some kind of sound system or something.
Right.
So I do have those two speakers in my barn, and they do work. I tested them out. They're actually pretty loud. So if it comes down to it, I got 2 of them last year. I think we had 2 or 3 floats. Is that about right?
We had two.
2.
Oh, we had, count the golden
Yeah,
ages,
we
it
have,
was
there
3.
was three
Yeah.
floats.
So we could
I'm
all.
thinking this year, there's only gonna be one float, because the second float was gotten for Veterans Inc. We're not inviting them this year.
Yeah, but I thought we had 2 because we had the Vietnam and World War in one, and then we also had like an additional float for anybody that was
We
basically standing by.
had 2, but they were half empty,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because we
Alright.
did plan for that, but
Yeah. Okay, so I did make a telephone call today to Worcester Sound.
Yeah.
It's $500 for a complete setup, which would include speakers, amps, a silent generator, CD player. and-
Is this $500 for something that we'll have for the lifetime of
No.
the
Oh, no,
system?
it's a rental. It's a rental.
Did you say $500?
500, and they would set it up for us, teach us how to set it up. He said the only thing you have to worry about is if it rains, if the equipment gets damaged, we're responsible for it, so we have to have contingency plans to cover it so that it doesn't get ruined.
hi, Tom.
Hey there. Oh, let me see, yeah, there's stuff down in the end there for you, Tom. Okay, so, Scott, the speakers that you were just talking about, does it have all of that? Like, you could put the, as they are, they can go on a flow.
Yeah, as long as you have the wires and like something to hook up into, you're fine. It's just like,
Well, speakers don't do us any
either
good
that
if you
or,
don't
like-
have all the rest of the equipment, right?
either that or like Bluetooth speakers right now are like pretty affordable and basically are pretty loud right now. You could always get something like that and then basically have it travel with the vehicles, and it would be something that we would own for the lifetime of what we're doing here.
Scott, I have two great, radio CD players
Yeah,
that, they were at the yard sale, but I still have them. And they have two speakers, one on each side. You could put a CD in there. Maybe that would work, no?
the only problem is,
They
well, I mean,
sound pretty
the
good.
road's gotta be finished by that time.
And they
So it
sound-
shouldn't be that much of an issue of bouncing or anything else like that until you're driving up to
Right.
the center. Cause I don't know how the lip of that's gonna be with the trailers. Sure.
Well, I'm just thinking you could put a couple, and if you had CDs match, you know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
both have the same CD, start it both at the same time, and you
Yeah.
repeat them at the same time, repeat. So as you're walking down, you could have one towards the end, maybe one in the middle. But the band, like
Yeah.
if we can get Lauren, if Lauren can get this gentleman, plus we got that other guy, we're waiting to hear from him, right?
Which one?
You know, the guy that we called up in Hampshire,
Mm-hmm.
it's free, he said he doesn't charge anything. What was the name of those people?
I like free.
You remember? It should be in your
I
book.
love free.
It scares me.
That's the
Just stay away
United,
from a free
United
meal.
States Forces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna let us know, I don't know when. That's the problem, you have to wait so long, so it wouldn't hurt
Yeah,
if
these
we
are the
had-
guys that aren't gonna let us know until
Yeah, until
it's,
like
April?
crunch time.
Yeah. So it wouldn't hurt to have two bands.
I will have an answer
Like-
for you by April 1st, 2024. And his
So-
name is Michael Riccelli.
So if Lauren's friend
Yeah,
said yes, he would play, I would say, we would say yes. And you know what, if that guy comes through, great, so we'll have two.
so we'll have two bands.
So how great would that be?
That'd be
Yeah.
like really fabulous.
That would be like, great.
Yep.
Why not? Right, Tom?
Yeah, I can see that, but, you're gonna have to put one in the front of the parade and the other one in the back.
In the in the kind of the middle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the middle, before all the horses and before all that stuff. So you'd have one in the front, one in the middle. Hey, John.
Oh, jeez.
Another seat right here.
How you doing, John?
I think we're doing,
Good.
it's only my fourth meeting, this is the fifth one.
Just try to keep you busy, John.
Yeah, well, they're doing a good job.
You have, right next to your bill, do you have that right there?
There you go.
There you go, John. Take that out of the way. Sue made ginger crackers,
Tipped and stuff.
dipped in stuff, if
Okay.
anybody wants. Anyone any down there? Nice. Scott?
Nah, it's diabetes.
No, thanks.
No.
You know, every time I say to myself, I'm not gonna do this again, we're getting off track, I'm not gonna get off track, okay?
Okay, go.
We're gonna go, I'm getting focused again. Okay,
You're on number 6.
Yeah.
okay. Speakers for the speakers for the program are, thank you very much, Tom, for
You're welcome.
getting Donnie Burke here.
Oh, guess
I scared him.
I spoke to him at
Yeah, he-
Candidates Nights too,
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's a very nice man. And we got Lauren, and we got Nate. So I'm wondering, are we all set? Do we need to have more speakers than that?
Well, I am, again, I got Fiola in the pipeline if we have interest in next year. And then I'm also having conversations with General Smith about this year. So if we want like a keynote speaker, both of them, like Fiola was amazing last year.
Right, I think when we had our last meeting, wasn't it decided that we were going to keep it very focused on Memorial Day? And we are,
I mean, I'm not a general.
right,
I think it'd be nice to have a general.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Do we know do we have a general?
Scott's saying
Right.
that,
Yeah, meeting with him to see if we can get him.
Oh, well, good.
But if we have no
well,
interest,
if
then
you,
we'll have the
Scotty,
conversation.
if you're able to get him,
Yeah.
That's-
let us know.
He speaks at in Westminster like every year, so if we could get him, he's a very good speaker.
Oh, good.
Right. Okay,
So yes, that's a yes, Scott.
Alright, I'll work on that.
Yeah, I don't wanna be the only keynote speaker, come on,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not a general.
yeah,
And he worked under Charlie Baker, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
okay, so, we're gonna move on to number 6, which is recruitment for the field lineup. I think one of the things we learned last year is if you're marching in the parade, it's really difficult to do lineup at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you're going off before everybody else is lined up. If you're, especially if you're going with veterans, you got the horses, you got the fire department, you got the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, yada yada, go down the line. So Lorraine has stepped forward and said that she would be the one down there. Now, obviously, as it's starting to line up, you need help,
Right.
but she's gonna be in charge. And she's gonna tell people where to go, when to take off and all that stuff.
We had,
I can do that,
Yeah.
John.
we had a pretty good lineup last year and getting people set right before the thing, so I have no problem either work in the middle or work in the end, and sending people where they wanna go. The one thing that I would suggest, for this year is if the police or the DPW has cones, it'd be a lot easier to get people set because there was confusion because the back end of the field, when people were driving in, there wasn't a communication of where you're going when you got to the front of the field. There was basically just drive up there and somebody will tell you where to go. So, in the back, we have the clipboard saying, you know, this is where everybody needs to go. We should have like a cone with a flag on it, being like, number 1, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
1 through, we
Yeah.
had 22 last year.
Yeah.
So if we have that all stapled in, then it'll be a lot easier to basically get everybody ready to go, and we probably could even
Yeah.
get started earlier.
And as the parade comes, we get closer to Memorial Day, I
Yeah.
think that there probably should be a sidebar meeting where you're setting all of that stuff up and we don't, it's talking about it now,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
It's kind of a data-free discussion because we're not gonna
How
move
many
on anything.
how many people usually,
we had
Assist in
22
lining
last
up.
year,
how many?
22.
Okay.
And that's with the classic cars, and everybody else that was there.
You had 22 people to line people up?
No.
That
No,
was
22,
great.
22, like, not floats, but
Right.
22, like, people
Different, okay.
marching.
Okay. So the other thing I'd like us to start, thinking about is develop a plan to reach out to veterans asking for their participation. Claude and I were talking about it the other day, and we don't wanna exclude anybody. You know,
No.
if they don't live in town, that's okay, they can, and they'd like to march, they're more than welcome. How are we gonna go about doing that?
So,
You know.
my suggestion would be if we're reaching out to the newer veteran generation, is basically have them reach out to their friends in the military that they served with and deployed with. That way, like, if they go and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna be marching in Hubbardston, you know, the Memorial Day parade, chances are they'll be able to get a few of their buddies in there, and then it would be a little bit more of a turnout. And we, like last year, I was only here from January till like, you know, basically we went with the Memorial Day thing. But, like, we should probably start doing something like, maybe even sending out letters and stuff like that, or in a case where Lauren's concerned, she has emails of veterans that she works with right now that she probably could like do a mass email and see if she can get some traction with people early on.
So I have an address list, for all the veterans in town. Unfortunately, I don't have, like, email contacts. And I've been gathering them over time, but that is challenging.
Yeah,
So, my thought, does anyone want to hear that?
But we did a
Yes.
mailing last year.
since we have the electronic
Scott,
billboard
excuse
up
me.
there.
Yes, and that's a good idea, we do use that.
Yeah.
But I think we did a mailing last year, which was a lot of money, a waste of money, a lot of the letters came back. We didn't
Yeah.
get any good
Really?
results from that at
Yeah.
all. But
Cause I wrote the letters, but I don't know how much it cost, or did a lot of them come back?
yeah, and we didn't get any response from them.
Yeah.
We didn't get it,
We didn't pull anybody in.
we didn't pull anybody.
Veterans Day
So-
is tough for a lot of guys, and I apologize for that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So my thought is, great if we do the Facebook page,
Yeah.
and we send out emails, that's great. Best thing to do is get your flyer and all your information ready and say, hey, John, we're gonna have Memorial Day, we got great tats and shirts, would you wanna march, here, take this. We've lost that one-on-one communication with people. And that's the biggest problem at all, you've gotta make people want to do something. They see that, I'm not doing that.
It gets
If
buried.
they know you and they have some kind of a rapport with you, you're gonna get them. I mean, that's how we always got a lot of veterans that way. But I think through the internet
Yeah.
and the emails and stuff like that, and
'Cause-
then communication,
I
we get
want-
out there and see.
On the I mean, Hubbardston has like 4 or 5 like Facebook communities. They got the buy and sell page. They got like what's going on in Hubbardston, the parent community and stuff like that. I mean, it would make sense for us to make a Memorial Day and a veteran support group through Hubbardston on Facebook, so that way like people that might not have known that Lauren's here, or we basically set something up over the season,
That would actually
have them keep
probably
them
be
more
really good.
informed.
I know that Nate gets a lot of traction on his press releases and posts on the town Facebook page.
Yeah,
So if we had something like that, and then we're able to like share it to the other groups,
yeah, and we could
we might
definitely
get
get that accomplished, because once you go on the Hubbardston People's page, it will tell you other Hubbardston
Yeah.
groups that are available to you, and because it'll give you something that,
and I really
Click-
like
click
the
and like.
one-on-one thing, but it's just not that
yeah.
way anymore. Communication isn't that way.
Yeah, most people get
Anymore.
their information through like Facebook and
Oh, I
Instagram right
don't know,
now.
I have to
A lot of them don't
disagree
have
with you.
Facebook.
A lot of them don't, maybe we're talking about our older
We're
vets.
talking about
The
the
younger
older
vets don't
generation.
care,
Yeah,
we gotta
we're-
make the younger vets care, how do we make
Yeah.
it?
Well, if
we
the
don't
younger,
talk.
the younger vets don't care because they don't hear about it, but they would if it was on social media.
Yeah,
I don't know, I've talked to
The older vets might want the in-person here, but the younger ones are gonna wanna be able to see it on social media and be like, oh, cool.
and
I'll go to
they'll
that.
probably get more invested in the case where if they see something on there, it'd be like, you know, especially with the T-shirt designs and stuff like that for this year. If we posted that on our Facebook page, chances are we would get people to reach out and be like, hey, I can do that design kind of thing, or
Yeah.
in a case where we're looking for like people with sound systems and stuff like that, we might be able to grab that from the veteran community.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
think we have to approach different demographics in a
Yeah.
different kind of a way for communication. I
Yeah.
think that's just the way it is now.
Yeah.
Do you have their phone number?
Response for these issues. Show them 2 or 3 T-shirts, make them feel like they're involved in
Yeah.
this. And you will get more response, I think,
I agree, John.
or a number of other things, so.
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, even if we decided as a town, we have plenty of organizations, we got the Lions Club, we could meet them, there's a lot of veterans that are in the Lions Club. Maybe we could say, hey,
Yeah.
we'd like you to march with us, this is what we have, we've got these and blah, 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 blah. Or maybe we have other groups like, I don't know what we have in town for groups right now,
That's the only
but
service club in town.
we only serve, yeah.
I could make it a point to go out to one of their meetings and do some outreach and meet people. I could do that.
Yeah.
That would be good, that would be good.
I was wondering, should we as a group, you know, there is validity in using emails and Facebook and things like that.
Oh, I'm
But
saying-
should we host and we could post it on the electronic board, host a function specifically for veterans, inviting them down,
Yeah,
maybe to have a pulled pork sandwich. you
coffee
know,
with the,
some weekend or something.
could call
We
it a
used to
coffee with the
do-
committee.
We used to do the veterans
That'd be a good
breakfast,
idea.
remember that?
Yeah,
Was that monthly?
No, we just did it on the veteran holiday,
Oh,
Veterans Day.
On Veterans
Yeah.
oh,
Day.
Veterans
So
Day.
Veterans
yeah.
Day is in November, so we
Yeah.
could do something very nice for the veterans and,
Yeah,
you know, the COA.
yeah, the
We got a lot
I'm
of
not around,
response.
I'm not gonna be around,
Well, we
I had
could-
talked
Oh.
to Nate about Veterans Day,
yeah.
and he said that, well, we don't really do something for Veterans Day, we do the big thing on Memorial Day, and I was like, cool, cause I'm already committed to 2 events
yeah,
on Veterans Day. So
but it doesn't
real
have
busy
to be
weekend
on
for me.
Veterans
Doesn't
Day,
have to
we
be on
could,
Veterans- we could do it
I
anytime.
honestly think like a coffee with the committee would be a good idea. Like,
Could do it anytime.
yeah, you could have it,
So Scott, can you put that together?
yeah, as long as it's on a Sunday or a Wednesday. I work every other day of the week. Sunday would
On-
probably be a good idea
On the
because.
Sunday part, do a lot of people in this town go to church?
Some do.
Some
Yeah.
do?
So
Is
it would have to be like probably noon.
Well, my thought of, could we do this at the church? After the church, could we have a coffee hour at church?
I don't think
The
most people
church right
go
up
to
the
church.
street, the
Yeah.
church
Most
right up
people
the
not go to
street
church.
is
Not in
like,
town.
there's not a really big parking lot there. I think they mostly like all park at the rec field and walk over.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be better off here in the senior center because there's a good amount of space right there and it's very more welcoming than a lot of
I've
people
never been
feel
to the
about
church.
church lately.
Never been to the church here.
Yeah,
Tom, do you have something you'd like to share?
Well, it's interesting. This one you won't get into.
No.
No. They just don't. They're key out to anybody. They want you to come to church,
Yeah.
but they don't want you to be there.
yeah.
That's kinda hard to do, Tom. I'll try though.
Well, I've, you know, for years, they had me come on Veterans Day, and I, you know, to do the whole thing, and I, you know, I just felt like I was there.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden, they were all in the downstairs, and I was walking out the door.
Yeah.
Which
Um,
church for that? Which church?
Unitarian across the street.
Across the street over there.
Yeah. Okay, well, a lot of good ideas. We've knocked around a little bit. I don't think we're gonna make a decision today. Do we want to, as a committee, pursue?
Yeah, we could set up that Facebook page, like it's very easy to do.
Are you
I think
gonna
we
do it?
should run that by Nate.
We've
Yeah.
already got our Facebook page set up, Scott. Lorraine has worked with Nate, and they set up a nice Facebook page for the Council on Aging. And then if we want anything else done, then we tell Nate, and he puts it out for us, you know,
Yeah,
he-
so that way
he has
you'd
a
be in the
good,
loop, too.
good, like Ron said, he's got a good bunch of
Yeah.
people that, yeah, so we've got the new Facebook page with her. I have a Facebook page I'll use, and he has one, and then if you wanna put it on yours,
Yeah,
that's fine, you know.
and typically, when you post something, it'll probably pop up on all of them because they
Yeah.
usually follow each other.
Yeah.
Okay,
Number 8,
number 8, chaplain.
probably get her again.
Have you had an opportunity to talk with her yet?
Well, she's, I talked with her right after the
Mhm.
first, and she was just thrilled. She
Oh,
really
good.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was great.
And, but she just had her knee, new knee put in.
Yeah,
And, you know, listen, I've had two of them put in. The first one I was walking around in 3 months.
yeah.
The second one, 32 days. So she'll be all right.
Okay.
What's her
So-
name, Tom? What's her name? I forgot.
Jane.
Jane,
It's an Episcopal priest.
Yeah,
G-R-I-E-S-B-A-C-H.
she's an
Where's that?
Episcopal priest, yeah. Very nice lady.
Yeah, she was very nice, she did a nice job. Okay.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
So can I jump in here for a minute?
Sure.
Bill is here because he plays the trumpet. So I don't know how you still feel about that. If you could play the trumpet for us. On
Looks like I'm gonna have to buy one.
You have to buy a trumpet?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
That's all right. I've been thinking about, I used to play it years ago. I haven't played it for a long time, but I actually have been thinking about getting
Back into it?
back into it. Or
Yeah.
I thought about sax or trumpet. I don't have too many keys on the sax.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
trumpet I'm familiar with, so it shouldn't be a problem.
I mean, I don't know.
I could even use a bugle without the keys, you know, it's just a matter of the lips, you know.
Bring it back to the old
There's a
dash.
gentleman on High Street, what is his name? I forgot. That has a band with all the kids in it, you know? I don't know. Are you on High, where do you live, Bill?
Down by the, on Morgan Road.
Oh, Morgan Road, okay. Oh, yeah, because you were gonna go to the thing,
that's
yes,
right.
right, you didn't make it. But there's a guy on High Street, I could ask if they, but I don't know if people like to lend out their instruments, you know?
I'll just soon get my own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
then-
usually you can swap if you have your own
I was gonna
mouthpiece,
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
even so, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all
I'll
right.
just get it.
So do you think you'll be able to do
Not
that for
my big
Memorial
guy.
Day?
I'm planning on it.
Oh, good, good, because what they usually do is they have you play, and then the singers will play the singers response, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the,
So we won't have it.
the
oh,
the seniors did this response in 2020.
What's the response to the taps?
Day is done,
They sing, they've,
the sun.
They
It was
sing the
beautiful,
words.
they did
Oh.
a
It
really,
was
really nice
beautiful.
job.
So you would play
They
the
did a nice
main
job.
part, and then they would come back. Yeah.
And I've already talked to Janine about that, and it's all set. Okay?
And so we'll count on you, Bill, for the,
And
try.
Bill, if we, if, you know, on, really, okay, Claudia, she'll slap me afterwards. If we could hear you play before Memorial Day, we'd
Sure.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I don't blame you.
She's gonna slap me.
How-
Yeah, I've been looking at, online for, in different stores for a trumpet. I haven't decided exactly, but
Okay.
just a matter of laying out the bucks, that's all. But
how much do they cost?
they can cost a lot of money, but, I'm looking at one probably on 400 to get a halfway decent one, you know?
Do they have secondhand, like the City Music, do they have?
Yeah, I could probably get one used somewhere. I'm thinking about that too. There's some on Craigslist, but
Yeah.
again, I don't know.
Always something on the marketplace on Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of leery about buying used instruments, something like that, you know, when you have, I mean, there's a spit valve, so. you know,
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd rather
I
have
would want
my
my
own.
own.
I don't blame you.
I
don't
would
blame
want my own.
Yeah.
Have you had an opportunity to speak with the Greens about the sound system for up on the,
you know, I did
yeah?
yesterday,
Good.
and, I got I talked to her, and
Yeah,
she was, she didn't know.
she didn't commit, we're asking her too early.
Yeah, and I think she, I don't know, I wasn't, after she left, or after I left,
Yeah,
because she was still there.
We're gonna see you tonight, some of
Yeah.
us. May
Yeah.
approach that.
But she said she needed to talk to her boss,
Rich?
and, yeah. I mean, I know them really well. I mean, they moved into their house about a month before we moved into ours, and they, you know, were voted right together.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we'll get it.
Okay, so, the next thing we wanna talk about is the purchasing of hats. We took an inventory, today of what we have for hats. It has been said, you don't have to buy us a hat every year, we have hats. What do you guys think? I mean, we have more Vietnam hats than you can shake a stick at.
We got too many of those,
We have
yeah.
we have way too many, so we don't have to buy those, but, like, we have 2 Marine hats. We have what, like 5 Coast Guard hats.
2 Army hats.
2 Army hats.
Yeah.
You don't need them every year though, you know?
No.
I got a whole, my top of my desk is loaded with probably 40.
Well, every time I
Maybe I
see you,
should
you're
sell them
wearing,
back.
Yeah, really.
every time I see you, you're wearing a different hat.
That's true, I got a lot of them.
So, asking the younger veterans, do we need to have hats for the younger guys?
Why not?
Why not?
You're just
Well,
talking about
this
trying
is-
to get them here, right?
Well, yeah, well, this is the thing, Claude, you used to be able to buy them for like $3 or something like that.
They were like $18 a dozen.
Yeah, my
They
my
were cheap.
concern
Now
would
they're
be,
like $27 a dozen was last year. So I did get some last year. But I mean, I don't know. There's like a pros and cons. I mean, cause we sold up there at the rec field, we sold a lot of those shirts. And that money we sold from there went into the donation account
yeah,
so that we could make more money. So if the hats are a decent price that you think that are, I think that are gonna be reasonable, maybe it would be worth it. Maybe we
Yeah.
could go, maybe we could sell them again.
I mean,
Or
we
not, I
we
don't know.
technically, if we do the hats, we don't really have, we shouldn't really have to label them as like Marine, Coast Guard, Navy,
So I
anything
was gonna
else like
say
that.
something about that.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think so.
Yeah, you
Well-
need that.
A lot of the younger veterans that are like my age and your age
yeah,
are wearing hats like that one,
yeah,
like the camel colored
Yes.
one with the flag on it. Maybe we don't go with the branch one anymore, and we have a cool, I call them, me and my husband call them basic vet hats.
yeah,
Yeah. with the
Generic patriotic
flag.
stuff.
yeah,
And
so like maybe
it's
like the
camel
American
colored.
See,
flag
like
on,
it. Oh, just a
Or-
flag, it has nothing on it.
or like
Eagle-
a camel
Some
flag.
eagles and-
Or like a camel flag,
Some
or,
eagles and
yeah,
flags.
cause, or like,
Flag.
a lot of them I've seen have, you know, the flag that's like backwards, like advancing, in that kind of like,
Yeah,
coyote brown color, because that goes with every branch.
Right.
yeah,
And a lot of people are wearing that now.
And so
as
you just
opposed
put
to-
veteran
So
with
then
it?
you just get the
No.
little hat,
No?
just get
just
all
the
the
hat
same.
with the
the flag.
flag.
Because then other people can have them too,
That look
and-
cool.
and
walking
buy
down the
them and-
More
street.
generic.
They put
Yeah.
hats in their blue shirts and
Everybody
their
could
camo
have
hat.
it.
yeah, because then in that case, if we did hats like that, not only could we give it to the veterans, but the day of Memorial Day, we could probably have somebody standing out there selling the hats to
We
people
can't.
that, oh, you can't have somebody
You
sell?
don't sell on Veterans Day.
I'll tell you.
I mean, I don't know, that's how.
I'm not I'm saying like in the, when we start doing the ice cream and stuff like that, right here, and people are coming by, can have a table up there and then recruit some of the money for next year.
It depends on everybody else. The only reason why we didn't do it was because that first year when Joe had all the, remember Tommy had all the rules and regulations, and they said it wasn't, you don't throw the candy and you don't sell things at Memorial Day. That's not what it's all about.
Right,
Yeah,
Memorial
Not
Day
making
is
money.
not about making money,
yeah,
throwing candy to the kids or anything like that. It's not supposed to be that, it's a solemn holiday. So that's why we
right.
didn't wanna do that, but
But we certainly could do it at Field Day, we could do it
we could do it at Field Day. They have a craft
Yeah,
thing up there in Hubbardston
Yeah.
that we sold a lot, we sold a ton of them.
yeah.
And we got 100 shirts ordered, right?
Yeah.
So-
Oh, so you've already designed the shirt?
Oh, do you have the picture?
Yes.
Selling them at a place like that would probably be a good way to recruit people
Yeah,
for marching in the parade too, if we sold them like before the event.
I'm done.
I like this one.
Yep.
This is nice.
Sorry, Tom. Yeah, that's
It's
pretty
nice,
awesome.
I like it.
I like it.
There are alarms.
Monty Tech doing this one again?
Yes.
It's good.
I'd be happy to put that on my body.
I like that.
You'd be happy to put that on your body?
I would, well, not on the body, but.
Your body.
Tattooed?
You know, the kids don't understand. I have a ceremony once a year with my grandkids. They don't understand. They said to me, Grandpa, why does that mean so much to you? I said, well, if you're out somewhere where everybody wants to kill you and you see the American flag, you know, help is there, you know, and you're all set. And,
Isn't it beautiful?
It is
that's-
nice.
that's-
It's
I
gonna be
like the
that
blue
color.
idea a lot better than black, because like,
Yeah.
if we get a really hot Memorial Day, the black t-shirts.
Last
look
year we had
miserable.
white.
Plus the blue's more American.
It's a nice color.
Goes with the
Blue,
flag.
too.
And
I like it.
don't sweat through it that quickly.
Yeah.
This is very nice.
Yeah, so it's something.
Well, we're glad that you guys like it, cause it's on order. Just
Oh,
saying.
thank you for consulting.
Get a vote now.
Anytime, anytime.
Contact these two if you need your room or house painted.
No, really.
I like that, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, so we didn't decide whether you want me to look when I'm in Florida for that hat. How
can
many
get
do
this
I
kind,
buy
yeah.
to get this one that's generic, no, similar to this, if, you know.
I bet you could buy that for less money.
They
Clyde.
had the
Well,
ones,
those cost,
maybe
Oh,
more.
right, look,
So
it's
they
15
have-
bucks.
So they had some that were like this, Lauren, they kinda set, you know, this was up higher like that,
Yeah.
no?
So they have hats like that with that color, but the flag isn't there, and they have Velcro. It's like a Velcro
Yeah.
rectangle, and we could order those with the Velcro and patches with different color flags, maybe like a red, white, and blue one, or maybe a subdued color one like that. Like we could have options.
Yeah.
That's an
or
option.
do
You know what
you-
I'm talking about?
Do you
Yeah.
mean that you can order them
No,
from
I
some-
don't mean I can order them. I mean.
She's like, you can.
Well, they don't, yeah, they
You
don't.
can
they-
honestly,
I-
like,
'Cause the-
PX and Devon's, you could
I just
grab those for
don't know how much they
matching.
would be, but
The
They're probably
place-
like $3 a piece.
I'll look on Amazon. But yeah, with the Velcro, it'll give you options of maybe a color flag, or like people have different patches or whatever they could put on themselves if they wanted to.
Does that make it bulky with the Velcro?
No,
No?
you don't feel it.
John, you falling off the chair?
Is he falling off? Is he falling asleep?
I'm gonna fall asleep.
Okay, okay. So, Claude, if you would please, when you're down in Florida, look at price. And let us know.
Look at price.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody wanna talk about anything else?
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about it in the last meeting, and if we did, I'm sorry, but I got a lot going on, I probably
Okay.
forgot. Do we have a theme this year? Like last year it was post 9/11, are we just going with
We're just going
Memorial
Veteran-
Day?
Memorial Day.
Okay,
We're honoring.
Do we have a topic for your speakers?
Memorial Day.
What does Memorial Day mean to you, or
Yeah.
anything we wanna discuss on Memorial Day?
cool.
I still have, I gave a task out to some of the older people in town, families, to give me a list of people who were killed in, starting with the revolution, and they're having fun.
Oh, really?
But,
Yeah,
but
'cause-
it's like onesies and twosies and
Yeah.
it's hard.
Gary Kangas came in and he took a picture of this over here, and I haven't followed up with him to see if there's anybody that is that's on them, cause that's the American Revolutionary
Right.
Soldiers over there.
Really? Wow.
If there's anybody who still has family here in town, which is, I'm learning to be quite possible.
Mhm.
What, I did that,
So
I
I can-
think when we talked about having a
Talked
theme,
about it.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I said, well, let me look and see, you know, what we could do. And, you know, if you look at it differently, the ones that have were passed away on the ones where we have where we have
The Civil War has quite a
Right.
few that passed away.
right, and
Yeah.
those things are the only ones that passed away.
Yes, yep,
So, you know, it's pretty, and there are, if you read that,
yes,
there's family in town still.
mhm.
And
Well, you know,
so
some
we
of them are
could, I mean,
streets.
if we wanted, I mean,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I don't wanna throw, anything in the wheel here and get out of line, but I think it's nice to have a theme,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like that. And if it was, you know, the last two have been pretty good.
Right,
And we've had a theme for each one of them.
right. So would you, if I'm understanding what you're saying, Tom, is maybe our theme should be honoring residents of Hubbardston who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country.
Right.
And
Yeah.
no matter what war they were in.
I like that.
And that's what Memorial Day is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me what the Hubbardston parade was like on Memorial Day, and I said, it's typical small town America. We
Yeah.
ought to emphasize that, because that's going on all over the place.
Right.
You know, we're a typical small town America, farm town, right?
Exactly.
So,
Absolutely.
we know we can find out the Civil War. We can find out World War I and II. Korea? How,
There are not many of them left either, by the way. I'm a
No.
90-year-old Korean veteran. I was in high school when I
Yeah.
went, you know?
well,
Well, don't die, just, you know, on the.
Yeah.
I have to, but
Don't-
I'll
yeah,
tell you later
really.
what I was doing today.
really, but, you know, we're looking for the fellas that died during the conflict. Whatever it was, whether it was Korea, Vietnam, you know, in the last 20 years.
And what do you wanna do with them, read those names?
Do we want the kids to read the names? Do we want family members? Maybe people who had family members that lived in town, that, would they wanna?
That
get
might
up?
be tough for the family members to mention off people that they've lost
Oh,
in combat.
God, if it's in the Civil War.
Yeah.
They could be more of a, well, you know, my great-great-grandfather, you know, he fought for the country and this was his name. That might be cool.
But are you gonna just do the Civil War, are you gonna do all the wars, are you gonna do everyone?
No.
Well, how do
Every
we?
veteran who passed away was killed in combat.
Right.
From Hubbardston,
Yeah.
all the way back,
I wonder,
right?
I wonder
How
if the,
How
if
would you
the-
find it?
do
I don't
we,
know.
how do you
Get a
find
lot.
that out?
I'm pretty sure, cause I did pull a lot of names myself for the Vietnam Memorial.
Yeah,
And I think that if they were killed, there's some kind of like a notation on the monument.
right.
Yeah.
I think Bill Shea would probably know a
Yeah.
lot more about who was killed in combat.
In the
Did we,
in the
did we
town.
lose anybody in the last 20 years in Afghanistan and Iraq?
Probably.
From Hubbardston.
From Hubbardston? There's a new Purple
I
Heart
don't-
guy in town.
There is.
Yes, there is.
I'm just so you know, I'm working on the Purple Heart thing.
Yeah,
It's a little convoluted.
yep, I
But yes.
can imagine. No, I noticed, cause he got,
Is he
the
open?
book that they publish every year
Yeah.
for Purple Hat. There's a new there's another person in town that's
Okay.
got a Purple Hat, that's how
Cool.
I know that.
Cool, cool,
Would he
cool.
wanna read the names?
Well,
The guys that have Purple Hats probably don't even wanna be here.
Okay.
mentioned.
I know.
Memorial Day for combat veterans, a lot of them is very, very difficult. And for them to show up is really very special.
It's a hard
What about the
thing, I
Boy
know.
Scouts? Maybe if we gather the names of the people that lost, like Revolutionary War, blah, 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 maybe they could read off some of the names. Cause they usually have like, what, 5 to 7 of the kids with them that day?
There were 3.
3?
Yeah.
I mean, the Girl Scouts read off everything else, the Boy Scouts should probably be able to,
When I went to the
Okay, the
Shrewsbury
Girl
parade, they
Scout,
did that,
okay,
the Boy Scouts
just so
did.
that you understand, the Girl Scouts were not specifically asked to do that, Scott, that was through the school.
Yeah.
And the kids had to
Oh, yeah,
try
that's
out
right.
at the school. They just happened to be Girl Scouts and they walked with the Girl Scouts, that's why. And the Boy Scouts have an equal opportunity to do that, it's not just girls, it's
The
whoever
boys don't
wants to
try
do
out
it.
for it. They
Well,
have to
girls-
try out for it.
what I'm saying is, we could reach out to both of them, since they're the youngest generation in town.
Mhm.
Maybe that they would be willing to take up the seat of reading off the names that have been lost, either,
Well, we would,
However
honestly,
we
if we
wanna
did
do
it
it.
again, we'd go to the school and say, look at, this is what we want. And they would, you know, we'd have a committee that would say, okay, yeah, you're doing it.
alright.
Just to make it fair.
But
Though I don't know
only
how
gonna-
we can pull it
If we
off.
do that, are we gonna only do it for the Revolutionary War this year? The whole thing? That's
mean,
gonna take
how
up a
many-
lot of time.
Yeah.
How many are there? That's the
I
question.
don't think there are any veterans from the Revolutionary War around.
No, John, we're
How many
saying, we're
people
gonna honor
were
any
lost during the Revolutionary
who were lost
Are
during the
these-
revolution.
Were these all the ones that died?
No, these are the ones that served.
Served.
They
So-
probably did now, though.
The chances are they are. But we want,
That's what a lot of-
we want the ones that were
God
in
bless them, right?
conflict, in the
Yeah.
conflict,
Yeah.
that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our
I don't
country.
think it would be a ton of names
I don't,
from
I,
a small
And if-
town.
And God
Small,
forbid
yeah.
that we would
Yeah.
get round to Vietnam again, but
Yeah,
we'd be there for a week. with all
Yeah,
those names.
yeah, you're just the ones in
that died.
conflict,
Yeah.
just the one that, you know,
yeah, I think she was right, because Bill Shea, I remember him mention off how
Yeah.
many we lost during that.
yeah.
And I don't think it was
So
that
I'll
bad.
reach out to
Yeah,
Beth.
if it's the ones
He
that are
would-
in
I
conflict.
think he would know if
then-
anyone would
Then
know.
you've got, there's only a few of us. I don't know how many there are. They got a little star.
Yeah. I know, if you served, you got some marking, but if you died, you got something else, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
'cause I haven't died yet.
I know, not planning to for a while, okay. Anything else? Anybody wanna talk about anything else? Okay.
What
So,
did you just decide?
we're gonna talk to Bill Shea and
About-
see, I'm gonna have a
Everybody?
conversation with him, and then I'll report it back at the next meeting as to what he said to me.
And what are we gonna, I just was wondering.
We
We're gonna ask
just
him
wanna-
if he knows all the dead
Who
people?
died during the conflict,
Which conflict?
whichever one.
Anyone,
How many,
yeah, anyone from Hubbardston.
yeah.
I just didn't know where we were with that, I got a little confused in my mind. What are we doing? Are we
It's-
doing all the
life
ones?
is
Are we doing just this
confusing.
far? Are we gonna do this? What are we doing?
It's confusing. Okay, so our next meeting, I'm thinking November 15th. It's the week before Thanksgiving. 4 o'clock. It's Wednesday. Okay? Yes, no, maybe?
I'm looking.
What was it again?
November 15th, 4 p.m.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Ms. Lauren?
I can do that. So that's November 15th, 4 p.m.
John, you
just
Coming
put it
today.
in.
Coming to-
Lauren will know then, by
coming to
then,
the
if this
meeting tonight?
gentleman can play in the.
Claudia's coming too,
Okay.
just gonna introduce her, but I didn't have the facts, you know.
Okay, thank you. Do I have
can
a
give you
motion?
the facts.
Have a motion to,
All I want is the
adjourn?
facts.
Thank you, Tom. Do I have a second?
I second.
Thanks, everybody.
Good, we got that 5 minutes early.
Just on the minutes,